Deep Dive with David Stendhal, where we trade without ego, no emotion, no greed, and no opinion. Before we begin tonight's video blog, please read over our trading disclaimer and remember to trade smart and accept the reality that trading futures is risky. This presentation does not provide buy-sell recommendations, and our information is strictly provided for educational purposes only. As always, trade at your own risk and analysis. Hey, David Stendhal with tonight's deep dive for October 9th, 2017. Tonight we're going to be talking about RBOB gasoline. So right through here we have all the trends are pointed higher despite the fact that the market's in a bit of a consolidation. We got the technicals which are mixed, which is really the key here. And then we also have something new that hasn't popped up since I've been doing the deep dives, and it's a tight support resistance level. And that's what I want to explain here tonight. So tonight, let's take a look at RBOB, daily bar chart here. You can see the market's been consolidating, and it's got a support level here. If you look at this 32 going all the way across this support line, which we call signal level, it is essentially at 1.527. And what that means is that it is sitting and resting on that support level right now. Just above, it's not super strong, but we do have one that is back above here. And if we scroll this across, you can see that it's in a tight little consolidation period related to the bottom support and the upper resistance. This support and this resistance. And so the market is basically ping-ponging back and forth between that support and resistance level. We're currently sitting on this yellow line, which is a 50-day moving average. So it's going to hold here for a period of time. But because we're in that tight little consolidation period related to the support and resistance level, something big is going to happen. Let's assume that if we look at a break to the downside, this is the support level. If we come down, this is the next level right here. And that would allow it to ping pong between this lower level and the level that it's at right there. So what that means is that we're really in a period of consolidation. And if we are able to pull up here some targets here, if you come to our target level, signal, you come down to market targets at the bottom of the page, right? I'm going right to RBOB in this case. I just want to show you support gaps where we have a gap below where we are right now, where the market has little resistance. 2.3% move in the market if it should break this level that it's at right now, that support level. The resistance level has RBOB with a 3.5% move. So it's an unusual condition where it is stuck between 2 points. The point that it's at right now, which is on support, if it should go above, it's got little resistance up to there. And that's where the resistance gap comes from. And if the market should break below this 50-day moving average and that support level and come down to this level over here, then we have a support gap to the market. So we're basically in a funky little spot right now where something big is going to take place. I'm going to flip over to our energy level. And you find that by just simply coming up to our charts, energy level, and you get a listing of all the different markets. The lower you are on this energy level means the more consolidation you're in. So right now, like Eurobond and LME copper are in tight consolidations. RBOB is at the lower end here. It's definitely in a consolidation period. It's not super tight, but nonetheless it's on the consolidation side of the equation as opposed to the right-hand side, which is an expansion phase. So what we're looking at is a market that is in some form of consolidation, not super tight, but it's in an unusual condition where it is stuck between a key support level, which is what it's at right now. We have that other upper level and the lower level, and we're going to have to wait and see where the market really wants to go. But because we're at that support level right now, should it break, and this is what I'll show you, should it break, it's going to stay in between this lower level and the support level that it's at right now, and probably still have this back and forth type action. So to get a clue as to what potentially could be taking place, what I often do is I will look at our in this case, our seasonal charts. So here's our seasonal chart, and the little triangle represents the last time we ran this. So we've got information as of 10/6, basically last Friday. And so you can see that there is a continuation of seasonal trend to the downside, at least until mid-November. Let's follow through with this and look at the 10 years. Again, this is where we are right now, and it should continue on into November, a little bit of a bounce, and then another little retest here in early December. So if we look at the 5, the 10, and the 15 year, with where we are right now, which is in October, they're all trending to the downside. One further thing that I want to show to you is that a market that has consistency between the different time frames, whether it's the 10, the 15, the 10, the 5, the 10, and the 15 year, all kind of following suit, then what we would look at is seasonal depth. And seasonal depth shows that when you look at all the time frames, including the 20 year, which wasn't on that chart, you'll see that there is a high number here, a high correlation between the 4 different time frames. So this is a market that has a tendency to follow all 4 of the time frames, no matter which one you're looking at, 5, 10, 15, or 20. And because there's a high correlation between the 4 different time frames, it has high seasonal depth, which means that the market is consistent over time. So what we're going to be looking for is, if I pull up, say, for example, the 10 year, is a continuation to the downside here. So when we look at RBOB right now and the fact that we're on support, what we want to do is we want to see how the market's going to react between the level that it's at right now and that upper level. If it should fall, how it then reacts to this lower level. Most likely we're going to see a little bit of a ping-ponging back and forth as the market makes a decision. But here's the key. This is a market that can become very volatile at points, and because there is simultaneously support resistance gaps and on both sides, both the support gap and the resistance gap, that means that the market has the potential to actually make a big move here fairly quickly. So what I would have you do is continue to watch the deep dive. If the market does start to fall, obviously these different phases of the trends will start to turn down. Right now there's inconsistency when it comes to the technical. So the key thing that we're looking at here is the tight support resistance levels to the market, and that's what's going to indicate that there's going to be volatility here when it breaks below or above some of those levels that I was referring to. So that's tonight's deep dive. I appreciate you watching. We'll take a look at another market tomorrow. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.